listeners, wherever you may be riding the traffic in the comfort of your home, yes, it's my pleasure to welcome you to another exciting episode of Brands and Consumers. My name is Femi Odukoya. As we have it as a custom here, all we do week in, week out is to discuss um, everything and anything that has to do with activities of brands and how we choose to react to such activities as a consumer. And today is another exciting episode. And again, I've got another exciting news to also share, all to the benefits of you and I. But before I do that, I also like to introduce the topic of discussion for the day. And our topic is how emotions influence what we buy. Oftentimes, we walk into the mall, we walk into the store, or we decide to pay for a certain service. And there are so many factors that may be responsible for our action. Today, we get to understand some of those factors, how best to manage them, and again, how can we become a better consumer. I would like to go on a short break now, and then we'll come back and to really talk more about the topic of the day. Remember, it takes two to tango.
People of Lagos, it is up to us to ensure sanity in our society. It is wickedness when you forcefully use your power to oppress the vulnerable and the weak in the society. Domestic violence is evil. It could lead to the death of any of the couple. Life-changing injuries may be sustained. It may turn children from such homes to hoodlums. Do not abuse your spouse. It is your responsibility to protect them. Have you also heard about rape? It is a criminal offense punishable by law. Child molesters, rapists, wife beaters, husband abusers, beware. The long arm of the law will catch up with you soon. Desist. If you're a victim, ensure you speak out. It makes for a saner society. Say no to domestic violence. Say no to rape. Let's protect our own. This message is from a.k.a. 89.7 FM.
Welcome back. The program is still Brands and Consumers with Femi, and the station is none other than a.k.a. 89.7 Force on your mind. Okay, the topic for discussion today is how emotions influence what we buy. And my guest analyst in the studio is a renowned emotional intelligence expert, someone we often regard as the emotions doctor, Oyinkansola Alabi. How are you doing?
Beautiful this evening. My pleasure being here.
Interesting. And aside emotional intelligence,
Yeah.
I know you're also in the business of romance. That's as the merchant of romance. So how come now we're discussing emotional intelligence?
Interesting. Merchant of Romance was a route to my to the discovery of my personal legend. You know, Merchant of Romance is the expressive side of Emotions Clinic, meaning Emotions Clinic is a training and consulting firm. Merchant of Romance helps you express whatever you learn on emotional intelligence. So both of them still work hand in hand.
Interesting. All right. You can be a part of this conversation by going on WhatsApp. The WhatsApp number is 0805 897 5897. I'll take that again. 0805 897 5897. And you can also join us on Instagram. That's at a.k.a. 897fm. Twitter is at @a_897fm, and be a part of the conversation. Okay, today we're not discussing matters of romance.
Very well.
Okay, we're talking about emotional intelligence.
Yes.
So how true is it that emotions do influence our buying decision?
Interesting. We're all emotions in motion. All human beings are emotions in motion. And what does that mean? At every point in time, our emotional center receives an information before our thinking center. I'll say that again.
Mm.
At every point in time, our emotional center receives an information before our thinking center. Now, if we permit our emotional center to receive the information and immediately go ahead to execute the information without processing, that scenario or that experience is called amygdala hijack.
Sorry, you have to take that again.
Okay, I said our emotional center receives an information 1 billionth of a second sooner than our thinking center. What that means is that the moment our emotional center receives an information, we are expected to think about it. If we do not think about the information we have received and we go ahead to execute, that process is called an amygdala hijack.
An amygdala hijack.
Yes.
Wow.
Amygdala is an almond-shaped part of your brain that stores your emotional center. So usually when your emotions receive it, you are expected to think about it and subject it to thoughts. At that point, it is called intentional thinking.
Okay.
The truth is, I was reading a book earlier on this year. I can't remember what exactly the title is, but in that book, it was by a renowned author, and he said something very instructive. He said, 93% of people think that they think.
Interesting.
Only 7% truly think.
Wow.
So the 93% obviously are part of people who experience amygdala hijack on a per second or daily basis. An example would be you are driving on the road. I was coming here, my personal assistant was saying, oh, you're always so calm every time you're driving. And then I smiled and I said, what exactly am I fighting for? The road does not belong to me. If I'm so in a hurry to get somewhere, I will leave the office on time.
Yeah.
My office is at Toyin, and I was supposed to be here. We left 4:30 on the dot. We didn't get here until 5:45.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
That means you didn't drive like a typical Lagosian or a Nigerian.
Yeah. But there was traffic, and then at every point in time, when people begin to fight and do all of that on the road, what is happening is that they are experiencing triggers and they are obeying the triggers. So at the point where you obey, you experience emotional hijack, and then that goes on. So now let's take it back to emotions and how it defines,
No, but before you go further,
okay.
Because the number you just shared with us now, that's quite interesting. Now let's take a step back a bit.
Okay.
Now, when we say emotional intelligence, before we move further, now how does that fit into our behavioral habits and then how we also communicate? So when we say emotional intelligence, what does that really entail?
Okay, I will break it down in two simple definitions. The first one is emotional intelligence is all about self-awareness and awareness of others. Self-awareness meaning you as a human being. And then after getting to that point of self-awareness, you also would remember that there are other human beings that you exist and you coexist with. So you are 1 out of 7 billion people. So yes, have a good understanding of yourself, but do remember that there are other 6.9 billion to deal with. And these 6.9 billion are not necessarily good people. There are evil people there. There are people who truly want you dead. There are people who are jealous and envious of you. Some you live with, some you go to the office with, some you transact business with, some you worship with. They're everywhere. So whether you like it or not, you are expected to be able to collaborate at the level of collaboration and be able to deal with people. So we're talking about intrapersonal relationship and interpersonal relationship. Simply put, emotional intelligence is being smart with your feelings. Just like you're talking about financial intelligence, you're talking about wise,
being prudent.
Yes, spiritual intelligence means you have a relationship with God no matter who you're serving. Physical intelligence, you are going to the gym, watching what you eat and what you put out. So emotional intelligence is being smart with your feelings.
Wow, interesting. Okay, now back to the focus of the day. How can that really help us in making a better buying decision?
Okay, interesting. I said something earlier on that we're all emotions in motion. For example, when we go into a mall, there's a tendency that if you have something called liquid cash, if you go into the mall thinking, oh, I'm going to buy 1, 2, 3 things, there's a tendency that you may have a little extra. Now, that little extra depends on who wants to fight for it.
Okay.
and what brand is contending for it.
Okay.
Now, the brand that may be contending for it may be contending through their packaging, may be contending through their price, may be contending through music, depending on the level of distraction
Okay.
you encounter, may be contending through several other things, how products are arranged on the shelf. You know, sometimes if you're in traffic, sometimes you may not want to buy something. I've seen a gentleman selling a cup, you know, this drinking water, whatever, you know, and there was a day he arranged it. It looks like a lamp post, very long, multicolored,
Yeah.
you know, and people were winding down to buy the cups. There were other people selling the same cup, but they had it just anyhow. But he arranged it, you will see blue, green, yellow, blue, green, yellow, and you know, it just really looked nice. And people were saying how much, and he said $100. And you know, for a second, people didn't think about it. The moment where you escape your thinking process, there's an amygdala hijack. You know, and they were buying 100 now. But you know, naturally I'm stubborn because of what I teach. You know, so I told myself, I don't need this cup, I am not going to buy it. You know, so how do emotions define how we buy? For example, if you're not someone who has mastered your emotions, and then you have mastered the art of saying, if I don't need something, I will not buy it. If you keep asking yourself a question, why am I buying this? What do I need it for? What value would this add to me? You know, and all that. And then the moment you even invest your resources in that direction, what expectations do I have? You know, for example, why do people buy an iPhone or a Samsung product? Usually it's based on how it makes you feel.
That's the emotional part of it.
Yes.
Okay.
People who use Mac have this superior level of thinking. They just think that it's just superiority complex. They don't say it, it's not spoken, but it's just there. You know, there's just something about it, because the truth is, not every charger charges your phone. You can't receive products or whatever from everybody. You know, so
You're somehow